Hey, Shalom, man. Shalom, first and foremost. Kahalayim La Yahweh. Bahashim Yamshai. Bahashim Kakwadash. The ones to the apostle of the great millstone. Learn this truth, man, and peace and mercy to the elect. All right. And, just going in the spirit, man. Certain things that you notice, certain things that you pick up on, and it really, we understand why things are the way that they are. Okay, because we have something called the curses that the Lord put on us, man. And you can find that in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, man, where you see that the Lord really did a number on our people because of our transgression, slavery, and our wickedness, So, title of this video gonna be Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. All right, because being that we know this truth, we understand the reasons why the so-called Latino hates Judah, hates the so-called Negro or the so-called black man, right? Which we're all so-called black in the grand scheme of things, but in this world, you light skin against dark skin, fucking yellow bone against red bone, all this different shit, right? So, the fact of the matter is that our people, they hate each other. They have a disdain for one another, man. Okay, so that's why the scriptures say, man, that Ephraim shall not envy Judah. Why? Because right now, Ephraim has a envy for Judah. Because they see Judah doing all this and that, and back in the ancient world, even up to this day, because Judah was the head tribe, they get most of the attention and stuff like that. Ephraim, they'll get jealous, they'll get angry, they'll get besides themselves and shit like that, and that's not good. Wow, because we know Judah and Benjamin, Levi, all that. Judah is the head tribe, right? And that could rub certain people the wrong way. The other tribes, it could rub them the wrong way. They start getting emotional and shit like that, But when it comes to the second part, right, where it says Judah shall not vex Ephraim, right? You got these the so-called Negro, right? Judah and Benjamin, Levi, all the dark skinned tribes. They vex, man. They piss off the Latino tribes, man. Whenever it comes to like any type of boxing event, that comes to mind first and foremost. But when it comes to any type of competition, the black man is always like trying to talk shit about Latinos, and this brings to mind our brothers from the West Coast, the beloved Kazaria. He's always talking about this every time. Every time we speak, he's always talking about the Latino, man, the Latino. They we don't get a fair shake, and we're always getting disrespected, blah blah, and this and that. They don't see us as so-called black, right? Which that's neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, we know the truth. But most of the problems, right, between the tribes are based upon like colorism and shit like that. Oh, you're a mamzer, or you're this, or you're that. You're not black because because you're not black because you're not dark like Wesley Snipes and shit. Which this thing of ours is really not about color per se. It's more about the spirit and the bloodline of the Israelites, because the scriptures say the holy seed has mixed itself amongst the people, meaning that the men of our nation have laid down with the other women and brought forth Israelites that look like, they might look like a so-called white man. If I have sex with a white woman, then that child is going to be is gonna be looking more like a white dude. Might come out with blue eyes, you know. Might come out with might come out with Edomitish features, but that doesn't mean that child is particularly Edomite. It just means that they have that look of Edomite. Okay, or if you get with a Moabite woman, it might come out looking a little Chinese, or if you get with a you, you get with an African woman, which I don't know why you would do that. I'm just playing. They got certain women that are good looking, man, whatever. That are real men pleasers. Because that's one thing about them women over there. They like to please their men. Unlike the women in America, most of the women in America, they like to get pleasured, which ain't nothing wrong with a woman receiving some pleasure, but they want to be put on a pedestal, right? When really the woman was created for you. All right, all you see is all you see in America is like baby mamas fighting each other and shit. They might have the same baby daddy or whatever, what they call baby daddy, which really, there's no such thing in the scriptures. Oh, that's so and so's baby daddy. Like, what the fuck is that? That's wicked. But anyways, they be fighting amongst each other, man. They be running each other into running. They run into each other's with their cars and shit. They start fighting. You see all this thing, man. They start pulling each other's hair out, pulling each other's wigs off. Which is just out of order, man. This is completely out of order. All right, the woman, the woman is not supposed to be fighting over a man, because really, the man doesn't belong to you. You belong to the man. So in the scriptures, it describes how a man can have many women, which is called polygamy in this world. But really, the word polygamy is not found in the scriptures. It's just a natural thing that the Lord put on the earth for a man to have many wives, so he could fulfill the commandment that says the man is supposed to be fruitful and multiply. How is he going to be fruitful and multiply with just one woman his entire life? And if he doesn't, and if he gets another woman, now the white man steps in and says that's wicked, and that's going off, which is just preposterous in and of itself. Okay, because this devil, he allows same-sex marriages, right? He allows that. He promotes that. He passes legislation in Congress to protect these abominable acts. So yeah, man. With all that being said, all this fighting amongst the tribes is gonna stop. All this fucking backbiting and shit. All this disrespect and them hating on each other and shit, all that shit is gonna cease to exist, man. Okay, we ain't gonna have the so-called Latino man, fighting against the so-called Negro man. Like for instance, when I was a kid, when I was a child coming up in school and shit like that, man. Right, I used to always hang out with Judah and them, Judah, mainly Judah down south, and they used to pick on you and shit, like, oh, why you trying to be black and shit, like, why you can't be black, trying to be black and shit. And I used to always get all the women because you're different, you stand out and shit, but the point is that now they'll joke, they think that you're trying to act a certain way, but that's really who we are, So you're not gonna have that anymore, When the Lord comes back, he's gonna do away with that enmity between the tribes, man. That hatred that Jake has for one another. You know what I mean? All that disdain. Jake hating on one another and shit. Okay, that's a curse, man. The scripture say your eye shall be evil towards your brother. These are our brothers. The so-called Negroes. You got the Latino fans. I'm a member of the Northern Kingdom, right? from the tribe of Zebulon, right? So it's a vowel line in the Hebrew, right? And here it is. Here it is. You got certain tendencies amongst our people to dislike being dark skinned, man. You ask a Simeonite, for instance, right, whether or not he's a Negro, he's black, and he'll say no, he's a Dominican. Even though he's dark as hell. He's dark. He got Negro hair. He might look just like Shannon Sharp or one of these guys, right? He, he, he might look like Samuel L. Jackson or one of these, but he'll say he's not black. He'll say he's a Dominican, he's a Latino because he speaks Spanish and shit. Because they see being black as a bad thing, being so-called black, which we're not black, all right, but that's just the term we've been given in this world, okay? These false narratives and shit that we've been subjected to, about race and color and all that shit. All that shit's gonna be done away with, man. And we're gonna be called by the names of Israel, all right? We're gonna be called by the names of Israel. We're gonna go back to being Israelites, man. Which a remnant of us is already waking up to the truth. A small portion of our people, but the majority of us are still dead asleep. Got our head up the white man's ass. Which is why the Lord is jacking our people up, because most of them refuse to turn back to the Lord. And when you go deep into it, and the Holy Spirit, like we already know that the Lord is not accepting everybody right now. He's only accepting a select few, the VIP. The very important people, the very important persons, actually the very important spirits. Okay, which is the first fruits of the kingdom. Now it says Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 13 says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. And Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. We're not no longer be hating on each other, man. Jake, they completely, like the Latino, they may not like the Negro woman, and I understand why they don't like her and shit. That I understand that, but they'll look at you wrong. Certain Latino, they look at you wrong if you date some Negro woman, or if you're dealing with a Negro woman. Now that's wicked. That's some type of that's bad, Or the same thing goes with like the same thing goes with like the black family. If you're messing with a Latina, they might not approve of it, which in my mind I don't understand why, because we're the same people. But obviously we know we're under the curses and all that, but it doesn't make sense for you to hate each other. The only explanation is that you're under the curses. Okay, you're under the curses. The Latinos, they think they're white. They don't think that they're black. Nobody wants to really be black, labeled as black, because that comes with a stigma and shit. And especially in this world, you're seeing like less than. The Latino, they're fair skinned and shit like that, and the narrative in this world is that if you're light skinned, you're better and shit like that. You're like you're more pure or whatever the fuck, But anyways, we're all gonna go back to having that original look, man. Back when we graduate from this captivity, man. And that's a new phrase I came up with off the rip, off the dome, when we graduate from this captivity. I mean, I don't know if other brothers have said it or not, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just that's the time that we're in, the time of prophecy being fulfilled. Because you see the tribes, more and more getting together and like having more love and respect for one another, man. but you still got a certain number of Jakes that won't accept the Latinos as their counterparts, as their brothers. You get even in the so-called truth, right? Because you niggas ain't really in the truth, but you'll you'll get angry if you see the 12 tribe chart, like Fopi, for instance. Like Fopi, them niggas, they're all on that black only tip. Like everybody has to be black. If you're a Latino, you're a mamzer. You know, you you got colonizer blood in you. You know, you got Spaniard blood in you. You're a Spaniard, man. You know, but these guys are not spiritual. They're not spiritual men. They don't understand that even when you the scriptures say in Romans the 8th chapter, right? The spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, right? When you look at the Latino tribes, man, you look at all the Northern Kingdom tribes, you come to find out that through the spirit that they're no different than the so-called Negro, man. Just look at their spirit, look at their vibration, look at how they get down. You look at their music, man. You look at their women. You look at the women. They're just like the black woman. You look at you look at what they've been through in captivity and slavery and shit like that, hatred and colonization and shit. You come to the conclusion that they have to be Israelites, man. And the spirit beareth witness. And then you go through the records and the genealogy and all that, which we don't even have to do that. But you go through the records, man, and you see what has happened to the people that you call Hispanics and Latinos and all that shit, and they fit the curses. Matter of fact, just look at the prophecies of where the like when you read Genesis the 49th chapter, like it says Issachar would be burden, right? Will be sat down between two burdens, right? Roughly paraphrasing, like the state of the country of Mexico, right? That's speaking about the country of Mexico. The prophecies fit the Northern Kingdom. And matter of fact, the nation of Israel is 12 tribes, man, not just 3 tribes. Because you got the Southern Kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So the Hispanic tribes, which comprise the Northern Kingdom, they're more in abundant number than the so-called Negro. All right, the so-called Negro, matter of fact, the so-called Negro, matter of fact, is a smaller number than all the Latinos, man, combined together, right? Because you got 9 tribes, man. 10 tribes, actually, So you got 10 tribes, man, of what you call the Northern Kingdom, which all of us are all go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. We're all so-called Negroes that have basically we've been given this different look by the men of our nation who laid down with these different women. All right. And a lot of you really you're not spiritual, so you don't understand these matters. Scripture says, spiritual man judges all things, but he himself is judges no man. All right, 1 Corinthians 2nd chapter. A spiritual man judges all things. Okay? So we're judging the weightier matters. That's a weightier matter. Most people, they can't understand that. They only see what they see with their eye, with the naked eye. If you look at a guy and he looked like an Edomite, then he's already off the bat an Edomite, without trying his spirit, without testing him out. You immediately perceive that guy to be a devil. It's not right. The scripture says, "Judge not after the outward appearance. Judge righteous judgment." You got some of you guys out there, that what you do is you judge after the outward appearance. If that was the case, brothers like myself, we would just be done for, man. We would just be heathens that's going head first into slavery, man. We would just be heathens. That's all we would be. We would just be, like myself. I'm not dark, so I would be considered a heathen if it was up to Fopi, or if it was up to some of you other guys, right? Some of you other blacks only, man. You know, I'll be considered a devil. I'll be considered a Moabite or something. You know, because some of my forefathers, they dealt with them Moabite women, man. You know, they had sexual relations with Moabite women. You know, and they end up producing. You know what I'm saying? Because some of my dad's side, on my dad's side, my family members, some of them are like Chinese looking. You know, but they're none but Jakes, man. They're none but Jakes. They ain't none but Israel, man. That's all they are. You know, they're all into Roman Catholicism and all that nonsense. They ain't none but niggas, man. You know, they ain't none but niggas. All right, because you got our people. It says James 1:1 that they're scattered all throughout the earth, man. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. All right, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting, man. You know, so our people are scattered throughout the whole planet Earth, man. We got brothers all over the world, man. That's why the Lord said, "I will gather." And when you read Matthew the 24th chapter, He said, "I will gather my people. I will gather the elect from the four corners of the earth." All right, that's what the Lord said He was going to do, not just from one particular place. Even though the vast majority, see, this is why you got to qualify things when you teach. When you got to qualify things, coining the elder apostle Ramlov, you got to qualify it, brother. You got to qualify the information, right? Because the main place of deliverance is going to be America, but you also have other pockets of the earth that you got elect members that the Lord is going to get, like some of you brothers that's teaching out there, man. You know, all over the world, you're going to get delivered because you got brothers all over, not just in America, but the vast majority of the brothers are in America. Okay, so yeah, let me see here. This book of Ezra. Wait, is it this one? Nah, I can't find it right now. But it says that the royal seed line has mixed itself amongst the people. All right. Oh, matter of fact, the scripture also say that Ephraim is like a cake not turned. All right. And that's prophecy because not all of our people gonna come looking the same, man. You know, they're not gonna all come looking the same. All right. If you look at Ephraim being the northern kingdom, you look at the Puerto Ricans, right? The Puerto Ricans. You look at the let me start with the Puerto Ricans. They all look the same. You got black Puerto Ricans. You got light-skinned Puerto Ricans. You got some Puerto Ricans that look like, some of them look like, some of them look like Ishmaelites, man. You know, the Ephraimites, man, and they fit their name. The word Ephraim means fruitful. Aparium means fruitful. Okay, wherever you go in this country, you're gonna find Ephraimites all over the fucking place. You go to Kansas City, they're gonna be Ephraimites. You go to Miami, Ephraim. You go to New York, a bunch of fucking Ephraimites. Here in Boston, bunch of Ephraimites in fucking California, all over the place, man. They're fruitful, man. You know, that's why there's so many in number. Not just them, but all the tribes, man. Look, look at fucking, just look at all the tribes. Issachar, man. Brazil, those are both countries that are Israelites dwelling there, right? They got Israel dwelling there. And they're hundreds of millions of Israelites, man. Hundreds of millions, man. And Ephraim, going back to Ephraim, they're a small sanctuary, right? A small country, but look at how many of them there are out there, man. Same with Simeon. Look at Simeon, man. You know, so-called Dominican. They're all over the place, man. They're all over the place. All right, they're all over the place, man. They're in fucking Europe. They're shit. They're all over the place, man. They're all over the place, yo. So for you dumbasses out there that are not spiritual, that you reject your brothers, man. The scriptures say you shutting up the kingdom of heaven onto men, in Matthew 23. And you're part of those wicked scribes and Pharisees that was trying to shut up the kingdom of heaven onto men. You know, only the Negro could go in. Only the Negro. Why there's a bunch of other tribes that look like different that look different, and they got all these different looks and shit like that. But you judging after the outward appearance. You're not being spiritual. You're being very carnal. You're being very one-sided. You're being partial. Scripture says you shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Okay. You shall do no. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, man. First Ezra. Here it is. First Ezra chapter 8 and verse. I'm start at verse 69. And the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollution of the Gentiles, to which the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. So these are all these nations that Jake was dealing with, man. He was having sex with their women. They was worshiping their idols and doing all this different shit, right? So what do you think came out of that? Marriages, man. When I mean sexual relations. Okay. It says verse 70, for both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. The holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. So you got different flavors, man, coming out of that, which really was not in the ideal world. Like in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna be making marriages to these other nations' daughters. We're gonna be having them as concubines, which means a lesser wife, like a secondary wife. I don't even like to refer to these other women as our wives, because really our only true wives are the women of our nation. Okay, but right now, as it stands right now, you got a bunch of intermingling and all the different shit. Which in the kingdom of heaven, we may or may not have children with these women. Okay, but we're not gonna consider them as wives as we would like an Israelite woman. Like the Israelite women are our princesses. And these other nations, their women are more like concubines, man, playthings. That's what a concubine really is, a lesser wife. She doesn't have the same rights as a wife would have. She doesn't have the same. She doesn't have the same. She doesn't have the same status, man, that a wife would have. When it would come to the laws on inheritance and all that. Her standing. Okay, in society, it would not be the same as a woman of the other nations, right? The women of the other nations, they're beautiful and they're good for what they're good for, but they wouldn't be on the level of an Israelite woman, man. Okay, in the kingdom. Right now, the Israelite woman is fucked up. She's messed up. She's on a low level. Okay, a lot of them have fucking psychological issues. The men of our nation are running away from them at an alarming rate. Which you can't really blame them for that, but that's gonna be done away with in the kingdom. All right, that's gonna be done away with in the kingdom. So it says, for both they and their sons have married their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. First Ezra 8:70, right? That's where I'm reading it from. And it says, and from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity. All right. So yeah, this is why you got certain of our people looking like these other nations, man. And the Lord said not to make marriages with these other nations, women, because they will lead you into darkness, like they did Solomon. Because you were just supposed to have them as basically like a plaything. You're not supposed to let them freaking You're not supposed to let them, control your life and shit. You building statues and shit to their gods. You building temples to their idols and all that different shit. You're not supposed to do that, man. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have them, keep them around, as a plaything, man. As scripture say, when you capture another nation's woman, you're supposed to let her mourn for her father and her mother and her people. Let her cry it out for a month, 30 days, a moon cycle, right? Because that's how long the moon cycle is, 30 days, till the new moon comes in. And then you shave her head, you pare her nails, man, and then you go up into her, man. You know, you have relations with her, man. You know, you go up inside her, man. All right, because that's your spoil of war. But yeah, man, Judah should not vex Ephraim. Ephraim should not envy Judah, and Judah should not vex Ephraim, man. We're not gonna be fucking fighting one amongst one another. That's what the white man wants. That's what this devil wants. For us to be hating on each other and talking shit. And looking at each other with an evil eye. When the two sticks are joined back together, into one, which is Ezekiel 37 chapter, right? When the two sticks are joined, you got the unity of the tribes once again. We're gonna be unstoppable. Ain't nobody gonna be able to touch us, man. But when we're all divided and shit like that, we are right now. Shit is just chaos and confusion, and the heathen, they could pick us apart and shit. Plus, the Yahweh Shema Shai is not with us right now. He's with us in spirit, with the elect, but as a nation as a whole, what I'm saying, we're defenseless. So we need to have a true unity camp, man. Amongst the tribes, man. But that's only gonna happen after all the prophecies take place, man. After the MOTB is implemented, all right, which is the mark, Karagma. After saying World War III pops off, after America falls, and after the Lord returns, sets up the kingdom of heaven, then our people will be all righteous, man. Then I'm saying the Lord will write the laws in our inward parts, man, and make us perfect, man. Or we'll be dealing with each other in righteousness, Our people will be dealing with each other in truth, man, and respect, and love and admiration. Scripture say in Romans the 12th chapter, in the 10th verse on down, it says, be fervent in spirit, man. All right, be fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, not slothful in business. But it also says this. It says, be kind and tenderhearted, to one another. Roughly paraphrasing, right? Which, matter of fact, I'm gonna get it, and that's what the Lord wants, man. Us to love each other, because it says in Hebrews 13:1, it says, "Let brotherly love continue." All right, so we're supposed to let brotherly love continue, man. Let brotherly love continue. We're not supposed to be hating on each other, killing one another, blowing each other away, gang banging on each other, man. Hating on one another. That's wickedness. All right. That's wickedness, man. That's all wickedness. Those are all things that you learned under your oppressor, the white man, man. Okay, those are things that you learned here under the white man, man. But with that, I'm gonna leave it at that. Through the spirit of the Lord, Lord willing, is edifying to you of the elect, man, and shalom to you, brothers. That's of the elect. Kahalayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakagodash, and be on to the next one. Shalom.